everybody, how are we doing today? Hopefully you're having an awesome day. I know I am. So here we are, holiday weekend. It's kind of a really quiet weekend for us. We're not doing a whole lot. Before we get started, I do want to thank all those that have served and all those for this country they've done to make us free what we are today. So really want to thank everybody for doing that. And that's what Memorial Weekend's all about, right? Is, thanking those that are making this country great. So, hey, Cake, no eat more meat day. Hey, Danforth, how are you? Hopefully you're having great weather up in Canada. Kind of go through a day today. Just gonna talk a little bit about how May went from April into May and things that I'm doing that are a little different and good, bad, or indifferent. There's something I'm gonna try, and we'll see how it goes. All right. And hopefully everybody's got good sound. I'm not so sure. My sound is not working great. So let's see how that goes. Okay, I guess it is. So it's kind of weird on my end. So usually I can hear myself talking. So weather is sunny. Well, we have cloudy weather here. It's May gray in Southern California along the coastline. They have May gray, and then we have June gloom, and then it gets nice. So our nice time of year really is probably July until the end of October. That's when it's sunny and nice here. So, but all right. So it's just kind of weird on my end. So hopefully everybody has a nice weekend. I know here in the U.S. we have a 3-day weekend. I know other places do not. So hopefully you're going to enjoy the weekend. If you're here in the U.S., I know we're going to enjoy the weekend. We're not planning on doing a whole lot. We're going to just kind of hang out and all that stuff. So, oh, okay. So, yeah, you got to hate those commercials. So, but that's how it helps me a little bit. So it does support the channel a little bit. Did want to, because I know I have a lot of new subscribers. I also have some really exciting news. I think it's exciting. It's exciting for me anyway, is that I hit 5,000 subscribers. Yay! So, fantastic. So we will be talking a little about that. Your wife is, so his wife is making oat muffins. So I actually made some oat fiber bread a couple weeks ago. That was interesting. It didn't come out as well as I wanted. They were way too heavy. So, and I think it was the oat fiber absorbs a lot of moisture, and they're a lot like the psyllium husk. But anyway, so that was interesting. So today we're going to talk a little bit about weight and how it went for the month of April into May. Like I said, I've been doing things a little bit different. Yeah, it's been great. I want to thank everybody that subscribed to the channel. I want to thank everybody that's really supported the channel. This has been a fabulous start to the year. The channel has done actually pretty well this year. Hopefully it continues to do well. I enjoy doing it. It actually really helps keep me honest and keeps me going. Hey, before we get started, because I do have some new people, I do want to kind of run through and talk a little bit about where I came from and where I am now. So I'm going to add. So these are some pictures from probably 6 or 7 years ago. This was me, and I know people have seen it before. This was me back. I'm going to say, like I say, it's about 7 years ago. They have an air show every year here in town. And this was me when we were walking around the air show. I have some other pictures too, but that was one of the ones that kind of showed my condition. And then this was about the same time frame. We had gone to Vegas. We go to Vegas maybe once or twice a year. I don't know. Maybe sometimes not at all. So it all depends on how we feel, right? So we're about 5 hours away from Vegas, so 5 or 6 hours. So we drive over there where there's a long weekend or something, and there's nothing to do, and we feel like just going out and seeing some shows and everything else, or there's some new show or concerts or something like that, because they do have a lot of entertainment there. So so that was my wife and I back in Vegas back in a few years ago. And it just, because I've been doing keto for about 5.5 years. In my keto journey, my health journey, it started out, I just wanted to lose weight. The doctor had gotten a physical, and the doctor had told me that I needed to lose weight and that I was pre-diabetic and that I was having all kinds of health issues and that I either needed to change my diet and do something, or I had to start taking some medication. My doctor suggested to me at the time that I do the ketogenic diet and get into ketosis and lose some weight, and that would help with the pre-diabetics and the high blood pressure and all that good stuff. So I did that, and now 5.5 years later, this was about last summer, I would say year and a half ago, maybe. So this was, and I don't know whether I can zoom in on it or not, but I can't. So this was, my wife and I went to Hawaii for a week. And this was a picture of me in the water off Maui. So just so looking good. I think I look pretty good for a guy that's in my 60s. Feeling great. Continue to work out. And stuff like that. So I started losing weight, and when I started losing weight, and you tell me if this has happened to you too, now that I'm losing weight, I started working out more. I started walking a lot more, and I do a lot more walking than I do working out. That's something I need to kind of work on. I need to work on my strength training a little bit more. I need to check, really, because of my age, I need to work on my balance and my flexibility, probably more than anything else, more than my strength. Hey, Bob, how are you? So semi-retired Bob's here. But that's kind of where I came from and where I have been going, changing things up a little bit this past month or so, just trying a couple of things. I've kind of gotten some flack back from it a little bit from some of my videos. But I'm okay with that. It's, again, I want to do things my way. Not necessarily, follow the leader of the pack. I want to, I know what worked for me last time. Again, I'm really, really close to my goal. I'm really, really close to, and actually I was at my goal, and I decided that I wanted to kind of lose a couple more pounds. So I kind of changed things up a little bit for the month of May. I actually started probably about the middle of April, and kind of change things up a little bit where I really up my protein a lot. And I wouldn't say, so I'm kind of doing like regular keto, 3 or 4 days a week. And then a couple of days a week, I'm kind of doing a lower fat, high protein, more of what they call lean days. This is something that Maria Emmerich does. It's not full blown protein sparing modifying fasting days. I didn't want to go that low on my fat, but I cut down on my fat on those days, a couple days a week, 2 or 3 days out of the week. So it's just something different. It worked really, really well for me back in 2021. So I just kind of wanted to do it again. And the intent was just to do it again. I've been kind of struggling with dropping those extra 10 pounds that I wanted to drop. I wanted to go from 185 down to 175. And I kind of been fluctuating all over the place. So this was just another means to get there. So I thought something I would try. So far it's been pretty good. It's been pretty interesting. But I did want to kind of pull up some data and kind of show some data. Like I said, I kind of wanted to show, show some pictures of where I was and where I came from. So people kind of understand. A lot of people know me, and because I didn't start my YouTube channel until well after I had lost all my weight, and I got into pretty good shape. So some people don't remember what I look like, believe it or not, even people I work with, because it's been almost 6 years now. and certainly not the new people. They think I've looked like this, the whole time, and that's not the case. And I'm always fighting it. It's always there, lingering and wanting to come back, right? So it's always a continuation of battle, a lot of ups and downs, and just back and forth. So just you know, so it's continuation of that battle, right? So hey, before I go too much further, though, I do want to give some shout outs to a couple of channels. I have some great folks that follow me. I do want to talk about, and I put their links down below. So Crafty and Carnivore-ish Hyla, link down there for her channel. She's a huge supporter of the channel. A big shout out to her. She's getting close to that 1,000 mark. So go over there, show her some love. She would be grateful, and I would be grateful that you did it. Tell her that you came over from my channel. If you do, I'd really appreciate that. The other one is your pal Misty. She's lost over 150 pounds, and she's done it her way. So go over there and check her channel out as well. She's struggling, wanting to get up to that 1,000 mark. She's been around a long, long time. She's been on the channel 2 or 3 times now. Really enjoy having her. She's really, really pleasant and fun to talk to. Really energetic. And she's kind of gone from that weight loss journey and more into a health journey. And she's working out. She's working on her personal fitness trainer. And then Tina's life down below as well. Go down there and check her channel out. She doesn't have much. She's trying to get her to start showing more content and start putting some videos out. And also, if you don't know, my daughter, Keto Mama Michelle, as well, her link to her channel down there as well. She's lost about 100 pounds as well. So it's been a family thing. So speaking of Hyla, hey Hyla, how are you? So go down there. I put those links to those channels down there. So go down there and check Hyla's channel out. Of course, it's her other channel. It's the Crafty Carnivore-ish channel. And then Michelle, Keto Mama Michelle, and your pal Misty. So big shout out to those folks. They have great channels. A lot of great information. So it's good channels to go check out. So I'm doing really well. So again, holiday weekend. So how can you not do well, right? So hopefully you got 3 days off. I know we are too. We're going to go out and go for a nice walk today and enjoy the day. It's cloudy here, but it's a good time to get out and do that stuff. Yeah. So didn't even pay attention to which channel I was logged in. That's all right. It doesn't matter, right? As long as you're logged in. So, but yeah, so it's actually a nice day. It's supposed to be cloudy all weekend. We are taking it easy this weekend. We're actually going to go out and we think we're going to get some lobster tails today. We have a couple of prime rib steaks that we're going to cook up on Monday. The lobster tails, maybe some scallops as well. We'll see where we go with that. And that will be kind of our Memorial Day barbecue will be that. We're kind of going to take it easy this weekend. Like I said, actually, so next week we will not have a live stream next week because so Hyla's back. So we are going away next weekend. So we will be leaving next weekend and going up to Connecticut for a couple days. So yeah, that's actually not my living room. That's just actually the background that yard stream puts behind you if you ask if you want a background. So I wish it was my back. I wish it was. It was pretty. It is very pretty. I love the fireplace. But yeah, the piano as well. Although if you want me to, I can play chopsticks. It's about the only thing I can play on the piano. So. But yeah, so we're going to go up to Connecticut and spend the weekend. So no live stream next Saturday. Not sure how the videos are going to work out next week either, just because of the fact that usually on the weekend is when we're doing all the editing and doing all the cooking and all that stuff. So I can see it now. You're moving super clean. I was jealous for a minute, so I'm jealous. So Yeah, pretty nice. But yeah, although I like our house, I think we have a nice house. So you got to kind of enjoy what you have, right? Um, so kind of trying to figure out how we're going to do that. So I do have some pre-recorded videos that will be coming out, and we'll be plugging those in, I would imagine. I do have next Monday's video recorded already. So, and I have Friday's video recorded already. So it's just a matter of Wednesday's video and all that stuff. So, but we have a long weekend. So we are going to do some baking because we're going to take some stuff for the flight. It's a long ride from California to Connecticut, and we go from California to Jacksonville, Florida to Hartford, Connecticut. So figure that route out. But anyway, it was a cheap flight, so it was good. But yeah, so we're looking forward to it. So my dad's turning 100 this week. So hopefully it's good. There's going to be a lot of relatives there. A lot of my family's there. A lot of my cousins and aunts and uncles and will be there. A lot of her old friends will be there. So yeah, it's quite a flight. So, but it'll be good to see everybody and kind of get out there. So, but yeah, so we'll see how it goes. Like I said, I'm not sure how the videos will turn out or not. So, but it is what it is. So, you got to enjoy time with family and stuff like that. So that's kind of where we're at. I did want to talk a little bit about, so I have changed things up a little bit. So this is a macro counter off of Maria Emmerich's. Trying to think of the name of her food. If you type in Maria Emmerich, it will come up and you can see her webpage. And in her webpage, she actually has a macro counter in there. You can go in there and you can type in, it will ask you for your body weight, if you know how much muscle mass you are, so on and so forth. And and based on that, it kind of comes up with these macros. So these are the macros that I'm kind of following at the moment. And again, like I said, I kind of got a rash of a couple of people saying, hey, you should be doing much higher fat and all this stuff. So, but this worked really, really well for me. So this is more along the lines of the protein sparing that Maria Emmerich does. And this actually worked really, really well for me in 2021. Like I said, I was trying to drop a couple extra pounds. I had hit my goal. So I had hit my goal and I was really struggling. So I was doing the high fat, moderate protein, doing all the right stuff, tracking everything. And it was good because I was staying the same. Up a couple pounds, down a couple of pounds and all that stuff. So I said, well, I wanted to kind of go back to 2021. I want to get down to that mark. So I have a weight in line. And it's not even so much a weight as much as trying to get a little leaner and get into a little bit better shape for the summer. So I went on hers. I'm not doing a full-blown protein sparing days, but I'm doing a much more of a leaner day on those days. So these are the macros. So on my lean days, what I'm going to do is I'm targeting about 1,400 calories, about trying to stay somewhere around the 60 to 80 grams of fat a day, which is pretty low. And then my lean protein or my protein up around 152. And then again, my total carbs below 10. I'm only going to do that like 2 days a week. I don't find it really hard to do that on those days. It does take a little bit of planning and a little bit about thought of what you're going to eat on those days. So, you got to eat either the leaner cuts of meat or some kind of a fish that doesn't have a whole lot of fat in it, or, so it just makes you think a little bit, the turkey meats or the chicken breast and that kind of stuff. So, and then again, on my regular days, I'm going to be doing closer to probably 16 to 2,000 calories a day. I don't really concentrate on the calories a whole lot. And then my protein, my fat will be up around 100, which is where it is normally anyway. And then still trying to keep that protein up around 150, and then my total carbs closer to 20, under 20. That way those would be the days where you're eating the chicken thighs or eating a prime rib or something of that nature. So that way your body's getting plenty of fat on those days, but on the other days, it's cutting down on the fat a little bit. Maria and Craig Emmerich talk a little bit about how if you cut down on the fat that you're eating, and again, there's a lot of different opinions on this. So, like I said, this worked really well for me, and especially when you get down to that last, 10 or 15 pounds, when you cut it out, that lean days, do those lean days. And I know Indigo Nelly's doing it, and there's some other folks out there that are doing it as well for the summer. And it just how it gets your body to burn fat that it has stored because it doesn't get the fat consumed and to transfer. So it's still going to convert the fat to ketones, to energy, but it's going to use your body fat versus the fat that you ate. So it worked for me really well in 2021. I can't argue with results. Is it something that's sustainable and something I'm going to do long term? No, not at all. I will go back to what I was doing because I was maintaining really, really well at that. And again, what you cooking? I haven't eaten. Did you have fat coffee around 11 though? So for my coffee, I have coffee in the morning. That's generally what I have. And my coffee generally does have a little bit of fat in it. And then I put in my collagen in it, and I put in, MSM Pure course in it, which has actually been pretty good. I actually like it. I was taking the pills for a while, and the pills didn't give me the feeling that the powder does. So I put that in my coffee, and I put in the monk fruit extract drops, mainly because there's no carbs in it, whereas if a teaspoon of erythritol and or monk fruit actually has like 4 carbs in it. So just so you don't know. So a lot of people, like I say, I have a tracker of my carbs. So all that stuff is something I track. So and then we had eggs, cottage cheese, egg white bread, and a couple of hot dogs actually with it as well. So that will be our brunch, much like you, Hyla. We ate that at 10 o'clock. Ate that a little early. Usually we eat that around 11, but because of doing the live, we ate a little bit earlier. Yeah. So if you're going to do this, there's a couple different thoughts on it. If there's anything I can help you with, let me know. Maria Emmerich's got a great page on it. Her full-blown protein sparing modifying fasting regimen, where 4 days a week you do regular keto, under 20 carbs, and then on 3 days a week you keep your fat below 30 and your carbs below 10. That really takes some planning, and I did it for about 3 months, and it worked great. It really did. Now I did do it for about a month and a half or 2 months, and then I dropped back to 2 days a week, and it still lost weight. I should have probably pulled up the chart, and I'll kind of show you the results. I can see if I can find it first. Anyway, I'll find it later. I'll show it on a different live or something like that. But that's what we kind of had. Now, again, trying to watch it, you'll see me put in, I'll probably start drinking a little more of some protein shakes. So my big problem is snacking. I love to snack. And I snack. A lot of times I'll break some pecans with me to work, and I'll eat them. Or when I get home, I'll have some pecans or have something else, right? So that is something I need to do. So burgers, yeah, burgers. I made chicken breast and shrimp. Yeah, if I made chicken breast and shrimp on those days, what would I cook them in? I normally cook them in butter. So I guess it really depends on you. Which, how can I say? So So you got to kind of watch what the fat is that you're eating them in. So I'm not going to tell you not to cook them in butter. You can cook them in a little bit of olive oil. My chicken breasts I sous vide a lot. So that way there, I just season them and I put them in the sous vide cooker, and they cook like that. And again, you're not going to eat fat free. That's not the intent. That the intent is just to minimize it. So in a burger, instead of having, and I'm one of those guys that would put 2 slices of cheese on my burger. So I'm going to put 1 slice of cheese on my burger, right? And that kind of thing. So, and then on those days, instead of putting heavy whipping cream in my coffee, I'm going to use almond milk in my coffee. I can survive for 1 day a week or 2 days a week with almond milk in my coffee. So again, it's not about being totally fat free, because you need the fat to survive, right? So there's a thought that you need a minimum of 30 grams of fat a day. So you just have to pick and choose where you're getting those fats, right? So, but yeah, so look at alternatives ways of cooking them, roasting them, baking them, put them in the Instapot. Like I said, I like the sous vide cooker. I can set it up, pop it in there, and throw it in there for a couple of hours, and then take it out, and it's all cooked up. And then if I want a crispy outside of it, I just throw it on the grill for a couple of minutes on each side. Hey, Glorious Platters here. How are you? Great to see you here. No. Shrimp. Again, shrimp. On my regular days, we just made a buttered. My wife calls it a buttered shrimp, and that was actually really, really good. So, again, it depends on your cooking it. So I would take the shrimp and we will grill the shrimp, and then when we finish grilling the shrimp, I'll put it on a salad, like a spinach salad or something like that. So it's actually pretty cool. You got to just think about it. So, and again, fish on those days, I'll eat like a cod or a halibut or mahi or something like that. But those are a couple things a couple other ways of thinking about them. Roasting, baking, grilling. Grilling is probably the best. That's what I love to do. I get that little Ninja Foodie griller, and we also have that little comfy air fryer toaster oven. That actually works really well. So we air fry a lot of stuff in that as well. We can throw 4 pieces of fish in there and just air fry them. We'll coat them with a little bit of olive oil or something like that, and then and sometimes we'll put pork rinds on them. And I know that has fat in it, but again, this is not intended to eliminate fat in any way, shape, or form. It's just trying to cut back on some of those things. Just something I'm trying to be a little different. Like I said, I did this in 2021 and it worked great for me. So I wanted to do it again. And actually, so I'm going to talk about, so this was my weekly weigh-in. Just talk a little bit about it. So this was my weight this week. I was 182. Again, I was up 0.4 of a pound this week from where I was last week. Last week I was 181.6. Again, I will tell you, my wife said that when we were talking about it after I weighed in and stuff, and she goes, well, you did a lot more snacking this week. We also went to the Strawberry Festival, the California Strawberry Festival here, and we ate a ton of strawberries last Saturday, Sunday, probably into Monday, just because they were fresh strawberries, and we love fresh strawberries. When I was a kid, we used to go pick strawberries all the time, because wild strawberries up in Maine, when I was a kid at my grandfather's farm. Not this cultivated stuff that we get now, but so I love strawberries. So we ate a ton of strawberries, and we bought a flat of them. We did make a bunch of stuff. I made fat bombs, and I made some other stuff with them, and I made some ice cream and some other stuff with it. So, but it was just so that was my weight for the week. I guess what I'm going to show you really, and that connects really to this. So I do track my weight every week. So this was since I started doing these lean days, or incorporating a couple lean days a week. So this is my results so far. So I'm down a little over 5 pounds overall since I started doing this. And I didn't change the date on the top. It's actually from this week, so it's actually the 25th. So I forgot to change the date. But that's where I'm at. So it's actually come down pretty nicely. Again, this is where I want to get to, is that green bar down in the middle down here. And I want to get to that 175 mark. That's my goal. Again, it's just something that I set and something I want to get to. Again, it's more about getting leaner and getting more fit than it is losing the weight. So again, I've been working out a lot more the last couple of weeks. So did the weight gain happen this week from working out and maybe a little more muscle, or was it the snacking? I don't know. Now I'm not going to fret about it, and I'm not going to worry about it. Right. But I'm going to continue on with it. So Gloria is saying hi. Yeah. So why don't you think about the grill? Yeah, the grill is great. So like I said, we use our Ninja Foodie grill, especially there's only 2 of us. I don't have any kids or anything else living with us, or we don't have anybody else here. So it's just the 2 of us. And sometimes my wife will cook something for her, and because she's not keto, so she'll cook something for herself, and then she'll cook something for me. So sometimes she'll cook it, and it's easy to do it on a grill. And the Ninja Foodie grill is really easy to clean up. And if you have an outdoor grill, unfortunately, we live in a really nice townhouse, but it's a townhouse. And here in California, they don't allow us to put a gas grill on the patio. So they're afraid of fires, I guess, something to do with the insurance codes or something like that. Or maybe it's Governor Newsom trying to ban gas grills or trying to ban gas here. So I don't know. But anyway, that's besides the point. So Gloria's saying she's good. My friend, thanks. You enjoy the Memorial weekend. Thank you. You do too. So, how long do you grill shrimp for? So shrimp does not cook long. I mean, it's fast. It like I say, I would say it's probably 2 or 3 minutes per side, and you flip them over. Once they turn red, they're done. Don't overcook them. Don't overthink of it. Super easy to cook. Fish is really easy too. Fish cooks really, really fast. So if you're grilling fish, it's only a couple of minutes. It doesn't take long. 5 minutes maybe tops on each side. It doesn't take long. So she loves strawberries. I'm a big berry fan. So yeah. So thank you so much. So I did hit 5K. We will be doing something for that. I'm not exactly sure what. We'll be doing a giveaway. Really soon. It's really funny because I was doing really good and I was clicking away. And then I got up to about 20 subscribers away from the 5K. And all of a sudden it slowed right down to a stall. And it was like one here, one there. And it was like really painful to do that because I was doing like 10, 15 people a day, and all of a sudden now it went down to 1. And it was like, oh, you're killing me. but we're there. I'm gonna remove this and come back. So we're there. And like I say, we will be doing something. Probably wait until I get back from Connecticut, and then we will be doing some kind of a drawing to celebrate that. Again, like I say, my wife and I need to talk about what it is. Thank you, Gloria. I really, really, truly appreciate it. I know Bob just hit his a couple of weeks ago, so he's actually clicking away a lot faster than I am, so he's doing a lot better. It's hard doing one keto and one non-keto. It really, actually, I gotta give my wife a lot of credit because she's really, really good about it. She sees the benefits from it. She's seen a huge difference in me. So I think she wants me to stick around for a while. And and you know, wants to be healthy. I'm not a young guy. I'm in my 60s. I'm 64 now, and I feel like I'm 35. I have to keep reminding myself to slow down and be careful. I can't do the same things I was doing at 35, because I'll tell you, when you get hurt, it doesn't heal as fast. I don't care what anybody says about how you feel or what you are, but I am in 10 times better shape than I was 6 years ago. So 6 years ago, it was tough to walk up some steps. It was tiring to go out. We have a big, what we call a hiking trail out here, the Chumash Trail. And to go up that Chumash Trail, I couldn't do it. You know, it's pretty steep. It's not real far travel, not a far hike. But man, I'll tell you, it's pretty steep. The trail's actually pretty good. But boy, I make it up about halfway, and I was turning around and coming back. And you know, the next time I go up, you know, a little bit more and a little bit more, and then finally I got to the point where I could go up there and I could hike up there and hike all around up there, and beautiful overlooking the Pacific Ocean. It's right there at Magoo Point. Magoo Point is really a famous landmark here in the area because of the fact they shoot a ton of commercials and TV shows and all kinds of stuff right around that area. So it's pretty famous in the area. It overlooks the I don't know if you ever watched Biggest Loser, and there's a big sand hill that they use, and they do a competition on that sand hill where they used to have to roll these balls up the hill. That's right there as well. So there's a lot of, but it's pretty. It's really, really pretty, but it's a pretty hefty hike up and even coming back down because it is pretty steep. So you got to make sure you're wearing the right shoes and all that stuff. But it's fun. It's a beautiful, beautiful place to go. Funny how it happens so slow when you're waiting for those. They're waiting a few minutes. Yeah, so don't wait. If you're cooking shrimp, don't cook them long. So I'm a little over 3,000 away from 10K. Wow. So that's on your other channel. Wow, that's great. Feels like it takes forever. So yeah, it was that. Boy, I'll tell you, that last 20 or 30 is just killing me, and just I don't know whether YouTube does that to try to get you from hitting that milestone, or really want you to earn it or something like that. So I don't know, but yeah, it's a killer. So I know, Highlight, you're the Crafty Carnivore-ish channels too. You're not that far away from your 1,000 on this channel. So, you know, again, make sure if you're watching this, go over there and connect on that channel with her. And Gloria's got a great channel too. So we'll go over there and check out Gloria's channel as well. Yeah, always when you're closer to 1,005, slubs comes in and goes overnight. Yeah, so it's tough. So Gloria, like I say, Hyla said the same thing. So this is just a background. It's you can see from my hand. It's just like a green screen background. So it's not really my living room. We have a spare bedroom, and I'm actually in the spare bedroom, and this is a great place for talking and stuff like that. I can go up here where my wife can still watch TV, cook, and do whatever she's doing throughout the rest of the house. And I get to come up here and I can kind of set up and do the live streams up here. Although I'm thinking about getting a desk, because I don't know how everybody else is, but I much rather stand than sit when I'm doing the live streams, or even if I'm doing interviews or anything else. So I'm thinking about getting a desk that will raise up and go back down, and then it will tuck away underneath we got a futon in here that will tuck away underneath the futon. So I'm thinking about doing that, just because I think I feel a lot more comfortable if I was standing up. I know when I'm downstairs, like when I'm cooking and stuff like that, it's a lot easier for me to talk. It's a lot easier for me to feel. Otherwise, I feel like I need to fidget, and you'll see me touch my face, you'll see me doing this and that and whatever. But those are habits that I need to break, and I'm not a person that likes to be sitting and just talking. It's not my nature. I'm kind of more of a standing and moving around and all that stuff. So yeah, hopefully you get that 10,000 soon. All right, so Crafty is Hyla's 888 on her channel, so we need to get her that extra 112 people to go over there and to click on our channel to get her to that 1,000 mark. So let's see where we're going. Hey, Linda's here. Hey, Linda, how are you? Hopefully you're having a great day. Saying hi to Linda. So that's I'm going to actually show you. So this is my steps. And I know, so for those that don't know, I participate in Derek's Journey. Derek Journey on his YouTube channel. He's actually, every other month he has a step challenge. I know Hyla's in it. I don't know if Gloria's in it or not. Gloria, are you in the step challenge? So it's something I do. So I track it. This is my tracker. I go in and I put my steps in every week. Unfortunately, you can't really see it very well, but right now for the month so far, where we're at, when I turn my steps in on Thursday, I do my steps wrap up on Thursday so I can send it in on Friday. It just makes it easier for me to do it that way. And that way there, it just makes it easier for me to send it in. That way there, I can make sure I get my, the steps into my team leader, which is Joel over at the Long Run. So I average about, and again, so I'm at 273 steps for the month so far. We have this week to go. So it's fantastic. So, so Gloria's on the Skywalker. So you'll see my, when I did my thumbnail for here, that was a picture I took of when I was on the Skywalkers before. And actually the team captain actually had us all hold something. And then he put a lightsaber in our hand, which was pretty cool. And Nikki they haven't joined in a while. So they haven't been around in a while. So, you need 3,000 more hours. So you got a ways to go on the hours. So yeah, you got to put out more content. And unfortunately, it takes a lot of time. And you got to put some longer content out so that people will watch it for 20 or 30 minutes. Crafty, I will be there soon. So Gloria is written really close. So that's great. So, that the majority of folks that join YouTube don't actually make 1,000 hours or make the 4,000 hours and it's 1,000 subscribers. So I guess only about 10% of the folks actually make it there. So Bob would know because he was talking about it before on his channel and throwing those numbers out there. So she's in it. So I'm trying to get my steps out. Like again, I'm trying to do it this month. I will say that for me, I really, my goal is kind of shifting a little bit because I'm trying to get more throwing the weights around, getting a little bit more, like I say, because I'm doing this lean thing. I want to try to get some more better muscle mass and trying to get into shape a little bit more. So, wow, Gloria, you're over 500,000 steps this month. That's fantastic. That's unbelievable. You must be walking every day. Okay, so yeah, I just, it's just when I get home from work, that's time for my wife, and I try to do things with her, not so much online, and try to, because there has to be a balance, and I'm trying to figure out that balance, and YouTube consumes a lot of my time. So Also, hey, if you anybody that's watching, I'm over on Instagram and I'm also on Facebook. I have a Facebook group, so if you want to go over and join those groups. I'm nowhere near as active as I should be. I'm probably more active on Instagram, although I get a lot more views, believe it or not, on my reels and stuff on Facebook, which is kind of weird. But yeah, if you want to go over and join me over there, check those channels out as well. Crafty, why do you need the watch hours? You're not monetized. So, but you need those hours to get monetized. That's what I think. So, so she got 152,000 steps this week. Wow, that's more than twice. So you're walking almost probably 30 to 40,000 steps a day. Wow. That's a lot. That's a real lot. That's amazing. To me, anyway, it's amazing. So, congratulations. That's fantastic. Hopefully, it makes you feel good. Hopefully, you're doing great, between the weight and the exercise and everything else. Daily goal is 15,000, but this month is 20,000 a day. That's a lot. So, for me, because I do a lot of walking at work, but I walk at lunchtime and then I try to walk, do a little exercising after work. So I break 12,000 generally every day, but not on the weekends. Like not on Saturdays or Sundays. Saturdays and Sundays are my lazy days. On Sunday, you did 31,000 after like 4 years. Wow. That's amazing. That is really, really amazing. So, and 20,000 a day. So yeah, that's pretty amazing. So I'm in awe. So that's all I can say. I'm in awe. Yeah. So what's everybody cooking for your Memorial Day? What are you having? Are you planning on having a cookout? And if you are, what are you planning on having? Are you going to a family gathering? So she wakes up at 5 a.m. and leaves home at 7. I jog for an hour. Wow, an hour. Wow, that's fantastic. I'm impressed. All right, so she's more of a jogger than a runner, just a slow pace. So my daughter, Michelle, Keto Mama Michelle, she used to be on the track team, and she's one of those people that she gets into a funk, and she's not a fast runner, but she can run distances, and she just gets into a mode, and she can just run and run and run, and it's just pretty amazing to me. So I did want to talk a little bit about channel. So I do have coming up on June 11th. So again, there's no live stream next week, but on June 11th, I'm actually having Matt Trusso from Matt Trusso's Keto/Wrestling coming on the channel. So he's going to be the guest on the channel. We're going to do a little interview about him, find out a little bit about his journey and how he's doing keto, and then maybe learn a little bit about wrestling. I used to be a big wrestling fan when I was a young kid, but really haven't watched it a whole lot since then. But he's got a pretty cool channel. So I will be going over and checking his channel out. Or please go over and check his channel out and tell him you're over there from here. Again, he's got a pretty cool channel. He does a lot of shorts and stuff, but he also does a lot of lives. He does lives about 3 times a week. He does some wrestling lives, and they're interesting to watch, to say the least. And he does some things with his live streams that I got to figure out how he does it. Like he does the comments scrolling on the side, and they're kind of clearer so they don't hurt the view or anything else. So it's kind of cool. We're planning much of a cooking weekend. Wasn't planning much of a cooking weekend. I'm stuck with some deadlines to work. Plus today is a collab day for 17 chefs. Wow, really? 17? So there must be some kind of a cooking. Everybody's cooking an item, and they're all cooking the same item, but just different recipes of that same item or something of that. My son is a part-time referee at wrestling. Oh, okay. College wrestling or high school wrestling or. So I know when I was younger, we actually we were in Maine and we actually went over the border into Canada and watched some professional wrestling in Canada. And it was pretty interesting because it's a little bit different than it is in the US. And it was actually a little bit more interactive than it is in the US because it was definitely interesting. So it was over in St. Johnsbury, St. Johnsbury, New Brunswick. We went over and watched it. So, we've been watching Greek food cooking since 5 a.m. Wow. Huh. Wow. I don't know much about Greek food, so I couldn't really comment a whole lot about it. So, woke up early Saturday to support. Oh, that's fantastic. So, some are participating from Asia. Yeah. So, what's something I've kind of learned, and it's kind of interesting because I've kind of connected through Facebook. They're having a low carb convention in Manila, October 1st, which I thought was interesting. I didn't think low carb keto was very big in Asia, but what I'm learning is there's a whole group over there, and there are actually enough folks over there where they're doing a conference. So there's a whole ton of people over there have Facebook groups and YouTube channels and stuff like that. I've been kind of connecting with a little bit, just because my wife's from the Philippines, and we go over there quite a bit, and just kind of figuring out, what can you eat over there and how can you survive over there. If I was to go spend months over there once we retire. So it's kind of interesting finding all that out. And like I said, there's, some really cool channels out there. So I'm enjoying them. So watching them, we have taken a lot of our Asian recipes. Sounds Greek. So we've taken a lot of our Asian recipes and we've ketofied them, and we've kind of converted them over into more of a low carb, ketogenic type of way of eating. So, cut the noodles out. Instead of noodles, we're using shiitake noodles or hearts of palms and things of that nature, or some of the soys and stuff like that. We're using coconut aminos or fish oils or something of that nature. So it's kind of an interesting mix, and it's something different and new. The only thing we figured out how to make the meat in lumpia. If you don't know what lumpia is, or spring rolls, we figured out how to make the meat more so it fits into the ketogenic realm of cooking. But I haven't figured out how to do the dough yet. So so something we're working on, something we need to play around with more, and we'll do that for probably some upcoming holidays and stuff like that. We'll try to figure it out. But we've done some other stuff, so it's always fun to play around with new recipes. And I actually like, for some of those of you who don't know, I actually did a travel for a living for a while. So I got actually to go to a lot of places. All right, Gloria, you have a great day. Enjoy the gym. Have a great workout. I'm going to do a little workout when I get done here as well. And then get cleaned up, and then we're going to go out for a little bit. But I enjoy doing it, and I enjoy playing around with different cultures and trying different foods. A lot of times I don't like it, but you at least try it and spread your horizon a little bit. So the way I look at it. So, but anyway, I think we're getting close to the end of the live chat here. I think I'm going to end it because Gloria's going. I'm going to go work out as well. You guys are awesome. I really, really, truly appreciate you. I want to thank everybody that come by. I know it's a holiday weekend and everybody's either working or out with family and friends or enjoying the weekend. So I want to thank everybody that stopped in, everybody that takes a minute to watch some of this. I really truly appreciate all you guys. So stay keto, hang in there. We'll talk soon. You guys are awesome.